Hey everyone! The mid-meta right now is completely up in the air, so there are so many strong champions to choose from. So today, we're going to be revealing our top 3 hidden OP champions for this patch, and we're going to give you a quick guide on how to play them. Let's get started. First up is Pike. Pike has 3 main strengths. 1, he has insane roaming potential. With how much mobility Pike has, his roams are deadly, especially with the resets on his ultimate. Number 2, he snowballs really hard. If Pike is snowballing, his ult can start executing people with half health. And number 3, he can't be poked out of lane. Pike's passive makes him heal damage that he recently took if he's out of vision. This makes him almost impossible to be poked out of lane, and we'll get more into this later. The 2 rune pages we recommend look like this. Both are good, with Electrocute being better for trading in lane and solo kills, while Predator makes your roaming even stronger than it already is. In the third row here, take Armor if against an AD champion and MR against AP. If you don't know what you're against, take Health. For items, you want to start with Doran's Shield because of its synergy with your passive. Then look to get Tiamat as fast as possible. If you use the Predator rune, grab tier 1 boots before the Tiamat. Then, your 2 core items after Tiamat will be Ghostblade and Duskblade. Alright, let's take a look at some gameplay. In this game, we have Bjergsen on Pike versus Heimer. Heimer is notorious for smashing melee champions with his unending push and harass, so let's see how Bjergsen deals with it. We're going to start here after he just finished farming a wave under tower and took some harass while doing it. He has 540 health, but after he walks away out of vision of Heimer to trigger his passive, it heals him back to 650. Think about that, 110 health for free, just like that. He continues to do this whenever he takes about 100 damage a poke, making him barely lose any health at all in the first few minutes. Now check this one out. When he walks up for this CS, Heimer hits him with a grenade and rockets, which costs a lot of mana, but does a lot of damage, dropping Bjergsen to 279 health. When he walks out of vision, it brings him back up to 625, almost 400 free healing. And this is against a high ELO ranged laner with insane harass potential. So imagine how easy it is to survive lane in lower ELO where players aren't as good at harassing you. The reason why this is important is because Pike's whole playstyle revolves around his insane roaming, and the only way to prevent him from that is poking him out of lane. To show you what I mean, let's look at a clip from a game I played of Pike on my Platinum Smurf. So first I clear the wave in mid with Tiamat, which is always what you want to do before roaming, then I head down to bot. I miss my first hook like a noob, but then shove in the wave to make Kai'Sa get greedy for the CS. She underestimates how far my hook goes, and just like that, I nearly one-shot her for 800 gold shutdown. We're not done yet though, because remember Pike's ult resets if you get a kill with it, giving you another 20 seconds to use it. So as I head back to mid, Kha'Zix appears here and I one-shot him as well. And on top of that, let's say my jungler was here helping me with this, he would have also got 300 gold for both of these kills. So you can snowball you and your jungler at the same time if you roam together. Before we get into the next OP pick, you should know that if you want more guides like this every week, you can get that right now by heading over to SkillCap.com. We've created a learning system proven to make you better, faster. Each week, you'll receive a new critical concept to learn that is vital to being a great player. Then, we'll show you exactly how to practice it to make sure you can implement it into your own gameplay. Last, you can upload your gameplay and expert players can point out exactly what our members and you are doing right or wrong. You'll get a new mission every week. Head over to SkillCap if you want to join in on the rise to the top. Alright, let's move on to the next champion. The next secret OP pick on the list is Rumble. Bjergsen has been spamming Rumble and smashing solo queue as of late. Rumble will be a little bit tougher than Pike, but we're going to run you through the basics to make things easier. Just like before, let's talk about what makes Rumble strong, his runes, and items. First up, he has no mana costs. Since he has no mana, he can win lane just by out mana sustaining the enemy, which goes well with the fact that he has really strong wave clear as well. With strong wave clear, Rumble can constantly push in the wave, making the enemy laner have to use abilities to push back or have to CS under tower. And then, he also has really strong team fighting. We all know how strong Rumble's ult, the Equalizer, can be. It can single-handedly win team fights. The rune page you're going to want to run is this. Just like before, in the third row, take Armor if against an AD champion and MR against AP. If you don't know what you're going against, take Health. For items, you want to start with Doran's Shield and 1 potion, with your 2 main core items being Liandry's and Void Staff. If you're going against champions with a lot of healing, you can rush Morello's before the other 2 items. So, before breaking down the gameplay, let's talk basics of Rumble. Rumble is unique because his resource is heat. His flamethrower and shield both generate 20 heat, and every harpoon he shoots generates 10. Whenever he has 50 heat or more, all of his abilities except his ult are stronger. His Q will do more damage, his shield will be larger, and the harpoon does more damage and a stronger slow. The catch though is that if you hit 100 heat, you overheat and can't use any abilities for 6 seconds, which is a long time. While overheating, your auto attacks do bonus damage. Learning to manage heat is the most important part of playing Rumble well. To give you an example, let's take a look at another clip from Bjergsen. He just resets for the first time and is on his way back to lane. On the way there, he's using his shield and flame spitter to get his heat at 50. Your goal is to keep your heat above 50 and below 100 most of the time. So when he gets to lane, he's already at that sweet spot ready to go. When he goes for these last hits, he uses his harpoon to keep his heat up without having to use his main cooldown, the flame spitter. Then, as Ahri walks up, he uses his empowered flame spitter, hitting her for about 1 second, doing a lot of damage for an ability that doesn't cost any mana, isn't a skill shot, and only hit her with 1 second of the 3 seconds that it actually lasts. Then, after he's done overheating, he walks up using his W, E, and Q to get back to 50 heat and chunking Ahri again. So Ahri trades back with a full combo, but this is why Rumble is so strong. Bjergsen hit her with a below 50 heat flame spitter, so it didn't do as much damage as it could have, but he won the trade even with Ahri landing charm. But Ahri had to use mana for this while Rumble doesn't have mana, so it's really hard to out-sustain Rumble when he can use his shield to block a lot of poke, constantly shove you in, and do a ton of damage in trades with really low cooldowns. Anyways, Bjergsen gets ganked right after that and drops his equalizer on top of himself, which makes Warwick have to stand on it to hit him. Warwick underestimates how strong Rumble is and gets melted, flashing away, then Bjergsen flashes after him, finishing him off. Then he waits for his shield and flame spitter to come back up again, and dives Ahri as well, getting a double kill. Alright, let's move on. Our last pick of the 3 is Zoe, but with Smite as your second summoner spell. A lot of people are starting to play this, especially Dopa, who's having a lot of success. The pick is strong for different reasons than the other two, as it's mainly based off the recent buff to the AP jungle item. It was already cheap, but it got changes from a total cost of 2,625 gold to 2,500 gold, making it really cheap. The whole concept is, you get a cheaper version of Ludens, but this lets you start building your other items faster, which we'll get into later. For rune pages, you have 2 solid options. Going Spellbook lets you swap your Smite throughout the game, but you lose the strong lane harass from Ahri, which is what Dopa likes. Try both and see what you like the most. Now for items, which is the important part, you want to start with Corrupting Potion, then on your first back, look to get a Dark Seal and Sapphire Crystal. If you're CSing well and manage to get a kill or 2, you can have your Runic Echoes jungle item at 8 minutes, whereas you normally finish Ludens between 15 and 18 minutes. Combine this with early Oblivion Orb and Sorcerer's Shoes, and you're doing a lot of damage early in the game. In terms of gameplay, you're going to be playing Zoe pretty much the same as before, but with Smite, you have a few new things you can do. To show you an example, I played a game of Zoe with Smite on my Smurf to show how easy it is to abuse the strategy against lower ranked players. In this clip, I have a Hextech GLP I picked up from a minion and my Smite is up. I go in trying to slow him, but the minions block the GLP, and Aatrox is staying behind this minion here to avoid my spells. So I smite it and then bubble him through it, catching him off guard, which sets me up for an easy kill. This next clip is from Dopa. He has his Runic Echoes finished and it's 11 minutes in. Another great part about the item is that Smite synergizes with Zoe's W as well, so it gives you even more damage. So as soon as he gets back into lane, he lands a nice snipe with his Q, chunking Ryze pretty hard because of the Runic Echoes power spike. Then, as Ryze walked over to destroy this Rek'Sai tunnel, not knowing it was warded, Dopa lands a bubble and kills him from 70% health at 11 minutes with the help of Smite. That's insane. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Let us know if you like this style, as any feedback is always appreciated. Thanks for watching.